Okay, good start. I like that. The perfect way to start a podcast.
Always.
So this is the Mach7 podcast. Thank you for listening.
Are we starting?
Yeah.
Oh, we're not checking levels first?
No, I got it right here. It's fine. If the levels were fine last
Restart.
time, I haven't started.
Restart button.
I haven't.
Button.
Then I mean, there's no button. You just start.
Okay,
You
restart.
start talking again.
Start talking again.
I don't think we've ever stopped talking, so how could we start again?
Welcome to the Mach7 podcast. I'm Abby. This is Andrew.
No, you can't do
Can't
that.
do
That was.
Yeah.
You know our tradition.
That hurt me
openings.
inside.
Yeah.
This is the worst intro of all time.
I mean,
That's worse
Ever.
than when he had to start over 7 times.
Yeah.
even when I did the intro and Travis's subtitle was just like a loser or something.
Yeah, that was not a pleasant one. Mine was probably the best so far.
I don't think that's true.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the one this week is just gonna blow you away.
Okay, go
Oh,
for
you
it.
have one planned out?
I do.
Yo,
Always
man.
does.
Awesome.
I mean, not always, but I do this time.
Let's hear it.
All right.
Touch my awesome button.
Yeah, you never watched Captain Dynamic?
All of a sudden, I want to.
Awesome. Awesome. Shift. Awesome. Why would you...
Control F-U.
If there was an awesome button on a keyboard, why would you ever touch any other button other than the awesome button?
Because I like to make words.
Where's
No, you just press the awesome button.
Where's the epic button?
There is no epic button. There's
That's
just
not a keyboard I
there's
want.
just an awesome button.
It
When
ju-
we start the podcast?
Whatever. I think that's a good way to start. All right.
But how are they going to know who we are?
I'm working on it. If you'd let me
if
get
we would
there.
all just,
Jeez, Chris. All right.
Well, now they know who I am, and
Topher.
that's the only impertinent person.
impertinent person? The only important person here is
You know
Chris.
what?
Pretty
I will
impertinent.
slap Travis.
I knew that was coming.
I mean, I can slap Andrew instead to mix things.
Whoa. What did I
It
do?
would be that rewarding.
No, it wouldn't.
Have
What
you
does
ever
that
sucked a
mean?
Toothpick or a toothbrush before?
It
This really
kinda-
isn't that
Like,
great.
it's pointed the wrong direction. You can actually kind of stab yourself with it.
Well, Chris
Yeah,
is the
watch
important
out.
person. He's going to go and slap Travis and Andrew over there.
I will flip this table.
Oh no, rage quitting.
No, I mean, I'll stay. I'll just flip the table.
That's fine. We don't need a table.
Of course not.
Oh, there goes the microphone. Bye-bye.
That'll sound good on the audio. All right. So, can I do the intros, please? Or
Maybe.
Please.
all right. This is the Mach7 podcast. Thank you for listening. This week we have too many cooks. I am Andrew Cook. Joining me is Travis Cook.
How am I supposed to respond to...
You're not last, buddy.
You've never seen Too Many Cooks?
Too many cooks.
Too many cooks.
It's okay, Travis. Solidarity in this. I don't know what they're talking about other than too many cooks in the kitchen.
Too many cooks. And we also have Chris Cook.
Yep.
Someone from my high school is named Chris Cook. Isn't that interesting?
No, not really.
Yeah, I don't even know who he was. And Abby Cook.
Hey, I'm Captain Abby Cook. I
So
failed the
we
7
have-
C's.
Nice southern accent. Too many cooks. So what's going on?
Can I be the one guy that kills everybody with a machete?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I'm kind of sad I didn't think of this like 2 weeks ago when that video was released.
Yeah,
So it's kind of a late pass, but
It
oh
is.
well. I don't care.
I enjoyed that video.
Too many cooks.
Movie Bob. He's great for your life.
Yeah. Is it? That wasn't who made it though, was it?
Not the Too
I don't
Many
remember who it
Cooks
was.
video, but he did a video on it that was released
Oh,
like
good.
2 weeks ago.
Too many cooks. All right. So what's going on, guys? What do you? What's happening?
Well, Travis is looking at me funny.
Death glare. You're gonna have to deal with it. I can't stop him.
Eh.
Travis, you have a list. You want to start it? You want to start like firing them off, or?
Come on, Schindler.
Sure.
Wow.
Damn.
Jesus.
Star Wars
There's a thing that exists. Yes.
Yeah.
is in the news recently.
Yeah, you got a trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched it?
Oh,
I
yeah.
have.
What do you guys think?
I
mean,
really
Star
liked
Wars.
it. And
I hate that people are like pissed off about the lightsaber.
That looks so
claymore.
dumb.
I mean, on the one hand,
It's so impractical.
it is. I don't like it because it's impractical. I don't have a problem with having a lightsaber with guards, but they should be like vibroblade guards.
Agreed.
Because you're gonna kill yourself with
Your
the
hand's
cross.
gone.
Yeah.
If it twirls at
Yeah.
all.
Well, just
Well-
don't twirl it.
have
Well-
you seen lightsaber fights?
Well, obviously he's gonna have a different
Well,
style because he has a different type of
yeah.
lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now he has to have his own style because he's a freaking retard. That
Well,
has,
Just like Dooku's a little bit more stabby rather
Well,
than slashy.
and Darth Maul
Stabby, stabby.
had to
Is the
have
way
his
his hilt
own
is.
style.
That's
and like
true.
Yeah, but his made sense.
No, the double
No,
lightsaber
the double
is strictly worse than literally everything except for lightsaber chucks.
I like 'em.
Have you
Lightsaber
guys
chucks.
seen Star Wars Rebels, the cartoon at all?
Not yet.
Oh.
Because I don't have cable.
Well, the Inquisitor's lightsaber is
Don't tell me there's
The
an
Inquisitor.
yeah, and
Love that
Anyway.
game.
the lightsaber is a bit it's supposed to be cool, but I look at it, I'm just thinking like it kind of looks dorky.
Wow.
I really don't like this new one.
Yeah.
I
really don't.
agree that it's impractical, but I don't think it's really worth any outrage.
I'm
It's
gonna
not-
I'm
I
gonna
enjoy
It just
it.
looks like it has holes in it. I mean, it's stupid.
I'm gonna
I
reserve
like
judgment
lightsaber.
until I see how he fights with it, and then I'll
I really
decide.
wish their lightsabers could actually exist, but they really can't.
no.
Yeah.
There's
The,
no
Sure
way.
they
the
can.
easiest way to beat a lightsaber is with a kinetic weapon, though.
There's no way that you can stop energy arbitrarily.
Magnetic field, maybe.
Just be
Okay.
But
really
something has to be on the other end.
be really good. I don't
Here's
see
what
the
you
problem.
do. You take a gun and you shoot it, and the lightsaber can't deflect it because it only deflects lasers.
And it just melts the lead.
And then you have a giant ball of molten lead entering your body.
Like yeah,
But what happens if the energy is all spent inside the laser?
no, I don't think
That's a hypothetical.
Well, aren't lightsabers a hypothetical?
No.
No, they're totally real.
Well, the thing is I don't think lightsabers have that much energy that can be transformed into kinetic energy and thus block the bullets. I think the bullets will still pass through with kinetic energy, so you have some molten metal hitting you really fast and really hard.
I mean, it's still going to have the same mass. It might be
Yeah.
over a larger amount of area,
Yeah.
so it might have less pressure.
And it may be slower, but now you've got molten bullets hitting you.
Just
Yeah, yeah.
pair that with like a Mass Effect shield, and you'll be fine.
Now those I could believe would exist.
Yeah, I mean, if Element Zero was a real thing, it'd be so easy.
I mean,
I
I
mean-
Vanguard charge all the time.
I like the whole idea of the guns though. Like how you just have like a block of titanium and
Oh,
it
yeah.
just
Yeah.
takes off little tiny
Oh, yeah.
pieces.
I like that.
That's scientifically
It's like-
totally
Yeah.
proven.
Yeah.
If you have little mass but you have a lot of speed, that can have
Well,
enough
and they
force.
already have magnetically driven weapons anyway, so
Well, yeah.
Yeah, real.
so. It's
But I
a-
mean, to sliver off a tiny piece and make it go that fast is
Yeah.
not possible yet.
well, not yet.
That'd take a lot of energy, which Element Zero comes in hand.
Yeah. One of the things, going back to the Star Wars trailer, one of the things that I really liked was I just enjoyed the whole thing, but probably when they actually showed like the Millennium Falcon was when I just lost it because it
I
was
really
suddenly like my childhood was on the screen again.
That was kind of
and
cool.
I could not shut up
the
about the
opening
Millennium
shot
Falcon.
though, that just made me laugh rather than take it seriously.
The guy popping
The
up.
black trooper just sitting up, sweating, just I'm in the desert, and then all of a sudden it goes to different stuff. It's like, what was that? I don't understand.
And
It's probably the main character.
the one chick with the popsicle bike.
Look at that's
What
just
the hell was with that too?
come on for Christ!
It's
Have
like
you
a speeder,
guys
isn't it?
seen the vehicles in Star
Yeah,
Wars? They
no.
all look dorky.
They all
all
do
look
look
dorky.
dorky.
Yeah, but a
And-
block that just moves.
Have you seen the vehicles in Star Wars?
I don't have a problem with the trailer. It
I
didn't,
don't have a
it
problem
didn't
with
hype me up just because I'm afraid of what J.J. Abrams might do.
I thought the stormtroopers looked really cool when they were in the ship, though. That was freaking sweet.
What was with that droid that had like an astromech head, but the body was just like a ball?
You're
Like,
just looking around.
Oh
like,
yeah,
"Woo!"
that
Wait,
was.
what?
I actually thought
That's
that was
kinda
kind of
bizarre.
funny.
That was cute.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who do you think the narrator was?
Actually, it's Andy Serkis.
Stephen King. Oh,
Not the actual narrator, like the actor, but I mean, who do you
Oh.
think he is in the story?
it's probably Gollum.
Yeah.
Probably some mocap guy. I don't know. I
Jar
don't.
Jar Binks.
Oh,
I will stab you.
Do you think they'll be Gungans again?
No,
I-
never,
Never again.
never again.
Return of the Gungan. Episode 8.
Yeah,
God.
The only reason they brought Jar Jar back in the first place was to make him responsible for everything that goes wrong in the Star Wars.
I feel like we've had this
universe.
conversation
we
before.
have had this conversation before.
Oh, I probably didn't listen to that podcast.
I don't think it was on the podcast. I think we've just had this
might
conversation
be.
in Mach 7.
Probably didn't listen to that conversation.
Might be both.
Then.
Yeah. Oh.
What about Ewoks? You think they're gonna come back?
They better.
Maybe.
It's all about
Probably.
Warwick
It's Disney
Davis.
now, so
E-
I'm
Ew-
expecting them. to
Yep,
come
Well,
back.
less to do with it being Disney and more to do with just Ewoks are pretty popular.
Well, do you know why they were brought in? Because
Abby
Merchandising.
with the Ewok song.
Because-
song.
at the time, Star Wars is actually considered a kids movie.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why they were gonna have him basically do the exact same thing that Anakin did and go bad. Like they were gonna have Luke go bad and take on his helmet and everything like that. But instead they swapped it out because it was a kids movie, and they're like, well, we gotta have a happy ending. So.
In the prequels, they just ramped up this idea that it's a kids movie. So.
Oh gosh.
Don't disobey
Do you know what
children,
do you know
or
what the
you will
name
get
of
slaughtered.
that music genre is? Of the Cantina music?
No.
It's called Jizz.
Wow.
I kid you not. No, look it up. It's called Jizz. It's in the canon. It's in the books.
That song is in like every piece of
Star Wars thing ever.
media.
You will you will go and you will find it like somewhere. Like you play a game, you'll find it. Have you guys ever played the Lego Star Wars the second one, the one that just did the original
I've
trilogy?
played them.
Yes.
Okay.
When I've been babysitting before, but
One of the so the first Lego Star Wars, when you're doing the prequel trilogy, you go through, and if you're playing a bad guy in the kind of bar area, you'll just kind of get smacked around. The good guys will start chasing you and whacking at you or shooting at you, and so sometimes it's fun to be a bad guy in that because you just get a little combat. In the Lego Star Wars 2, it's the Cantina area around Mos Eisley, and no matter if you're playing a good guy or a bad guy or who you're playing, if you hit someone, you will start a bar fight.
yeah.
Yep.
It is so much fun. I remember just being like, oh, I want to fight someone. So I turned and hit someone, and then on the other side of the screen, like a Greedo guy took him through someone across the table.
A Greedo.
That's how I spent 90% of my time playing those games, was in the character select area. Be
starting
like,
bar
you,
fights."
Jar Jar Binks, lightsaber.
That was very dramatic.
Do you think they're really gonna stop after this trilogy?
No.
I
No.
don't think
so either.
No.
Why would they?
I guess it
If
depends
it,
on how
if
how
it does
it does.
really poorly,
Yeah.
which it won't, like even if the movies are awful, it will do really great at the box office.
Yeah. I didn't want to get excited for it, but my emotions are betraying me.
I mean,
Nice,
Why? What's
nice
wrong
reference.
being
I like it.
excited for
I
it?
think one of... Go ahead.
When I was a kid, I got so excited for Phantom Menace.
I loved it.
And
We already had this discussion.
When
Yeah,
you were a
we
kid,
did have
Most
this
of the time.
discussion.
Still.
Steel.
And then I got excited
have
for
no
Attack of the
credibility.
Clones. And then I got excited for Revenge of the Sith. And then just kept on getting let down. And so I'm afraid to be excited for this because it was such a big part of my childhood. And so if I go in and expect it to actually be, a quality movie, and I come out disappointed, it'll probably crush me pretty badly.
Well, I don't think it will be anything less than passable, so...
Yeah.
It's a good attitude to have.
Trying to remember what movie. Oh, it was Man of Steel. I went in wanting to like Man of Steel so badly.
I didn't even attempt it.
That movie
Oh.
hates buildings.
Worse than like Michael Bay films, which is impressive. Like, Superman takes out more buildings than Michael Bay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I only saw, like, the last 20 minutes of the movie because it was on, like, I don't know,
That's where
HBO
all the
or
building
something.
destruction happens.
Yeah, that's like the
I
peak
wasn't
of...
paying attention because I was like, when does this end so I can watch Pacific Rim?
Oh. I liked Pacific Rim.
I also liked Pacific Rim.
I
Yeah.
have not seen Pacific Rim.
It's meh to me. It was okay.
I can understand why people don't like it.
Yeah.
It's just, I did.
It's
Yeah.
that type of sci-fi movie that's just kind of like, I don't know. I forgot. I don't know how to consider those types of sci-fi movies, but it's just like where everything's just like slummy in the future like that. I don't like that type of.
It's
Dystopian, yeah.
Dystopian.
Yeah, I don't like dystopian.
I don't know. It's a bright dystopian, if that's.
I actually thought it had, the visuals were my favorite part of the movie. The issues I had with it were mostly due to the story and characterization.
I actually liked the three leads. I liked Beckett, I liked Mako, and I liked.
I thought it was a little
Rayla.
cliche as well.
Well, yeah, it was cliche, but
was
it was an
very
enjoyable cliche. Like, for some reason, I enjoyed Pacific Rim more than I enjoyed Avatar.
Well, I
And-
didn't
Well,
like
And that's-
Pocahontas and Spurs. You didn't like that movie?
I think one
Pretty
of the reasons.
easy thing to say.
I think one of the reasons that I liked Pacific Rim more than Avatar was trying to be a grand scale and trying to be artsy and trying to be like, look, science fiction can have all this deep and meaningful thing without really ever being deep and meaningful.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim was like, we're telling a cliche story, we've got cliche characters.
We've got giant robots
we got-
fighting monsters. What more do you
Like,
want?
it's just instead of like trying to be something more, which isn't a bad thing unto itself. Like, there are good sci-fi movies that do push the limits of how you approach things or what you think about things. But, like, Avatar almost felt pretentious. Pacific Rim just wanted to have fun.
Man, it is a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
It was Transformers meets Godzilla. That's what it was.
Except with
except
less sex.
yeah.
Well, I meant in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah,
I'm
like
not
the
talking about the
idea.
Michael Bay films.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Transformers,
Yeah.
giant robots.
Yeah.
I read something that the way to infinitely improve the movie was instead of making Raleigh or whatever the hell his name is,
Riley?
Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah.
Instead of making him the main character, you actually make the main character Mako
Yeah.
because she actually has a more complete story arc.
Yeah.
And the beginning, if you use the sequence of her as a child as the first sequence rather than Raleigh's first sequence, it actually makes the movie better.
Oh no, are they making a sequel?
No.
Oh, thank
Yes,
goodness.
they are.
Are they?
Yes, Pacific Rim 2 is in the works.
How?
Yeah.
Do you know how much money that movie made? It was
Yeah,
Guillermo
but
del
they ended the
Toro.
story. Like, the
Yeah.
hole was
Oh.
closed.
The
They come
story-
from space now. Great.
Yeah, I agree on a story standpoint. That doesn't make no sense.
I don't know what they're going to be doing.
What they're probably going to be doing is they'll make it a prequel. Because they have a lot of graphic novels and
Seriously?
supplemental material based around the prequel stuff. So they have a lot of material that they could movie in there.
So when you said that they should make Mako the main character, I didn't realize that Mako was a character, and I thought you were talking about the Mako from Mass Effect. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
No.
I think that would make it a better movie.
No, I hate the Mako.
No, Mako's great. I'd totally watch that movie.
When I first
Mako
started playing Mass Effect,
giant robots.
when I first started playing Mass Effect, I'm like, oh, so this is the level where you get to use the Mako. I wonder what's so bad about it. Oh,
That's what's bad about it.
Everything.
Yeah, no, the Mako's great.
Until physics happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, look.
well,
What do you want?
There is one thing. I did find myself going up
Yeah.
90-degree slopes in the Mako. I'm like, well, I know the Warthog can't do this.
Well, I mean, I'd go up 90-degree slopes, but then I'd turn like halfway to the right, and it'd be like a 60-degree slope, and I'd try to go up it, and I'd like do 5 somersaults and explode.
Or you try to ram a guy and you like ramp off of them and fly through the air. It's happened to me a few times.
You know, that death music.
No.
From
Oh.
Mass Effect 1?
Yeah.
Oh,
I never died in Mass Effect 1. I was too good, so I don't.
Oh.
Never heard it
Were
before.
you like playing on easy difficulty?
Must have been.
Shh! Don't tell them my secrets.
Speaking of difficulty, Cairo Station Halo 2 Legendary is the worst.
Yeah, just put the
Oh. No.
scarab gun on. You'll be fine.
Well, the thing is Scarab, when you use the Scarab Skull, that eliminates you
Yeah,
from
I
getting
know.
any achievements. I want to get the Legend achievement.
You don't need that achievement.
Just
It doesn't eliminate
Play
you
a
from
game
getting.
that's not Halo.
It doesn't eliminate you from getting like the skulls and the dolls, so you're fine.
No, but I
That's
want,
all you really need.
I want the Legend
Nah,
achievement because
you don't want that.
Do you know what that means? That means
That's
I
way
get
too
the
hard.
Arbiter-looking armor for Halo 5.
Nah.
Might as well go do it then. I've already beat it. I've already beat Halo 4 by myself on Legendary.
I've beaten Halo 3 and Halo 4 on Legendary.
I beat Halo 1,
I haven't
2,
beaten Halo.
3, 4, but I haven't played the new one
Yeah.
on Legendary yet.
Yeah.
Pretty badass.
You're pretty much the coolest guy in the room.
Oh yeah, sure.
About time somebody realized it. So on to subject 2.
Perfect.
Yeah, we were supposed to be talking about Star Wars. Huh?
okay.
Nah, we
Well, this is
segued
why
away from
we
it.
make lists, because we make
I
digressions.
thought this is why we don't.
No, this is
make
why we
lists.
don't make lists. We're bringing a list back.
Checking it twice.
So Jurassic Park as well.
Yeah.
Released
yeah,
a trailer.
just childhood. My childhood's coming back.
Yeah.
Have you
Like-
guys? You guys have seen it, I'm assuming.
It's
then,
the
right?
one with
Yeah.
Chris Pratt and the Raptors.
Yeah.
That, like, I swear, just that my childhood is just coming back in 2015. Star Wars is coming back with a gorgeous Millennium Falcon. I honestly, as a kid, used to like have a little tiny motorcycle with a little tiny Alan Grant,
Oh yeah.
a figurine, and then a ton of raptors. And
The
like,
ones that you could like squeeze the legs and it'll make their head go forward.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I had so
and,
many of those.
And my
Man, I
favorite,
must have had a deprived childhood.
me too.
You weren't into dinosaurs like we
yeah,
were.
my
Probably not.
favorite was actually this. It was kind of this bluish gray raptor with like white stripes down the back, and it was just like this raptor was wrecked. I mean, one eye was missing. This was like a design. It wasn't me playing rough with it. It was like one eye was white and had a scar over it. It had scars along its back and along its haunches.
I don't remember
It
this
was,
one.
and it was so cool. And
Sounds vicious.
It is. But like the whole scene with Chris Pratt riding with the Velociraptors, that was something that I would play with my toys. That scene of like, the little guy driving along and he's got raptors along with him and they're on the same team.
Yeah, that's gonna be so.
I don't know how they're
I
going to
don't
justify that.
And it's even stupider because they're continuing the idea that you can pull DNA out of a mosquito, which number one has been tried so many times as has never been done, and
Well, they're also not making the dinosaurs
Freaking
like
bells.
wreathed with feathers either.
what do you mean? Oh, for that
Yeah,
science.
for
Okay.
accuracy.
Yeah, that's because they
it's a-
replaced all those genes with frog genes.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Then why-
No, it does not.
You ever tried that before?
It bugs me.
It works.
Like that just breeds stupidness through our population.
At least they aren't saying like Brontosaurus is a dinosaur.
Yeah.
We don't know that yet.
No, it's an apatosaurus.
Thank
No.
you.
Brontosaurus, not a
But
real
we
thing.
haven't seen the movie yet. They could
that's
easily
true.
say that.
Ah, well.
Or-
Is Jeff Goldblum going to be in this one? 0 out of 10. I'm not
Probably
watching it.
not.
Chaos.
Oh, that guy, Chaos Theory guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know his name.
Jeff Goldblum.
You don't
He's
know
the
who
best
Jeff
part of
Goldblum
He's
is?
Jurassic
I
Park.
know who
he
is.
is one of the most prolific actors in
liked
the
him.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
liked him.
That's why I'm not going to watch it if he's not in it.
I like Sam
Oh.
Neill's character. I thought he was cool.
Who?
Sam Neill.
Sam Alan Grant.
Oh, yeah.
I like the young kid. He was pretty sweet.
Which one?
I like the part where he got electrocuted on the fence.
Oh, that
Yeah,
guy.
that was my favorite part of the movie.
Totally deserved it.
I don't know. I
Dumb
like the
brat.
crazy parents from the third one.
I don't even remember
I
the
didn't
third
watch
one
the third
at all.
one.
I'm,
You're not missing much.
I'm pretty sure
there
I've
was
seen
something
it.
with like pterodactyls in a cage or something.
Yeah, that was like from the trailer.
Pteranodons.
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember that. They were on like a boat at one point.
Yeah.
I Maybe
yeah.
I did see the third one because there was like a crazy dinosaur hunter or something.
That was the
Yeah.
second one.
there.
That was the second
Okay.
one.
Yep. I will watch the second and third one for the raptors and the other dinosaurs, but not for the plot or the characters or the story because I'll just watch it for the dinosaurs.
Just for
I
the
like the
CGI.
second one until he gets to San Francisco,
Yeah.
and that's just stupid.
Yeah.
For me, it's frustrating because the book is written so well and
Well,
they-
Steven Spielberg wanted it to happen, and he said it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen no matter what. We're gonna make it happen, and so it happened.
But the thing
Adds
is,
an extra half an hour onto the movie, which doesn't need to be there.
yeah, I think the biggest issue for me is actually what they did with the characters because the characters in the book, like Kelly and Sarah Harding in particular, were really good characters in the book and really interesting. And they also had this like other kid named Arby, and they had this other like
The chief?
Professor Good. Yeah. Yes, they had Velv Adam and Master Chief in the book.
Oh, damn, way ahead of its time.
I like that I'm the one who really got that joke.
And so, but the thing was is that like Sarah Harding was like an actual like awesome character. Like she did a whole lot of stuff. She was one of the main reasons that everyone survived. But in the movie, she's just dead weight. She's screaming everywhere. She's gets blood on her, so everything attacks her. It's like, why would you
Steven,
do that?
why?
Why would you
Because
do
Jeff
that?
Goldblum.
Well, Jeff Goldblum was in the book too. Okay, granted, Jeff Goldblum in the two Jurassic Park books, Ian Malcolm, the character,
Drastically different.
drastically different as in he is always on morphine because he always gets injured. And so he's drugged up for half the book.
And his fractal is at the beginning of every chapter.
Yep.
Love fractals.
Those are cool.
So speaking of reboots, Terminator got a new trailer.
Yeah.
I didn't even attempt to watch the trailer.
I didn't watch it either, but
I haven't seen the trailer. I
All
didn't.
right.
I saw it.
I
I
saw
saw
some-
the label. I was like, I could click on that. Instead, I'm going to click on this other B film over here.
I saw somebody do a commentary on the trailer without actually seeing the trailer.
And what'd they say?
You know, some
did they say that they
You weren't
spelled
even listening
Genisys
to
wrong?
them.
Because they did.
Well, no,
this
'cause-
probably stands for
I know.
system.
It bothers me though.
no, they weren't going on about that. I do think that them misspelling Genesis is dumb.
Yeah.
Well, it's Genisystem.
The
That's what it's short for.
the only bright spot is that Emilia Clarke is going to be Sarah Connor, so there's that.
Ah,
So
She's
Daenerys in Game of Thrones.
I'm going to like this movie. Yeah.
And like Lena Headey was.
What's the time this takes place in?
I have no idea.
Okay, so I did pay attention. So what happens in the trailer is it starts out very similar to the first Terminator movie where you have Kyle Reese or whatever. I don't remember his name.
calories.
Yeah.
Can we just watch it real quick?
No.
He
Interrupt the podcast?
Yeah.
Just put the audio on pause.
Dude,
It's
are you
like
joking?
a minute and a half.
Nah, way.
He-
We're on
he-
a rhythm here. We can't.
It
disturb
goes. He goes back in time, and everything starts out kind of like the first movie. And he's in the shop, stealing his clothes. And instead of him being chased by the Terminator or whatever, Sarah Connor plows through in a pickup truck and picks him up from the store, which y'all might remember did not happen in the first movie. So it's one of these like alternate timeline kind of things. And Sarah Connor has like her own Terminator reprogrammed, who is old Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Of course.
And
Why wouldn't
he
it be?
fights CGI new
I've lost picture.
young
This is beyond my.
Arnold Schwarzenegger at
imagination.
the point. I'm kind of excited about it because it involves Arnold Schwarzenegger fighting Arnold Schwarzenegger at some point in time.
Dude is so old.
He's better at doing things than like Sylvester Stallone though.
That's
So-
true.
Oh, man, I'm surprised no one died in filming Expendables.
I know, right? They're all like 70 years old. Like, how does that even work?
I don't know. I was pissed that Bruce Willis didn't do more in like the Expendables.
Was Robert De
I don't
Niro in that? Wasn't he in
Probably.
The
That wouldn't
third
surprise me.
one,
He
I
better
wanna
be.
say.
I've only seen the first one.
Oh, I saw
You're
the
not
first
missing
one.
much.
I only saw the
thought it was-
first one as well.
I thought it was really good.
The first one surprised me by actually having a plot.
Yeah. Yeah.
That surprised me, and I actually was like, oh, well done. I mean,
Right,
it's not the
watch the second
most,
one,
it's
yeah.
not the best
It's
plot.
not the
but
most
it's just
elaborate
like-
one. It's how can we include the most explosions?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I enjoyed it on like a visceral level, but I'm not going to pretend that it's a good movie.
Yeah. I think, yeah. Yeah, I've got some movies that I do that with. Like Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes from 2001. I enjoy it. It's not a good movie.
Troll 2.
Which one?
Troll 2.
Is that the one where they're eating her and they're gonna eat me?
Oh my god.
Okay, that's where it comes
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
It's a meme that's online.
Okay, so what's happening is
Here we go.
they have like there's two people that have been kidnapped by goblins.
Of course. As goblins do.
And the goblins like plant them in like a potted plant.
Okay.
And it turns the female prisoner into like corn.
Sure.
And they start eating her.
That makes
and
sense.
the other guy notices this.
I'm with you so far.
He's like, they're eating her, and then they're going to eat me. Oh my god!
I want to watch this movie now. I'm excited.
It's
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
if you actually read some of the production things, it's pretty great because all of the people who were cast as main characters auditioned to be extras.
Of course.
And the director did not speak English, but all of the
What the
actors
heck?
were English. And he refused to make alterations to the script that would like improve grammar or whatever. And the entire if you read about the production, it's all a train wreck, and it just
Sounds like a great movie.
it's hilarious.
Speaking of that, and going back to like production and going back to Star Wars, did you know how many people were actually like how many popular people were going to be Han Solo before Harrison Ford? He was actually a carpenter before.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
he was just
yeah.
on set.
He has
and
fed lines.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Apparently, he changed he rewrote a lot of the scripts. Oh,
I didn't hear about that part.
Yeah, like when he actually got cast as the part, he would tell like George Lucas, like, George, people don't talk like this crap.
Well, every movie he wanted his character to die off. Like every single one, he wanted his character to die.
It would have been
So
awesome
bad.
if Han Solo like died, but then was in the next movie with no explanation whatsoever.
Well, that's why they put
They
him in
just-
carbonite. They were like, we just really want to kill him off, and that they were originally not going to have him return to help Luke Skywalker. There's going to be some other third element that came in and helped him out, but then they had him return instead. And then the second
Really?
one, they were going to have him in carbonite. And that's what was going to be the end of Han Solo.
Well, there was no way they were going to do that because he was the most popular
He was
character.
That's
incredibly
exactly why they brought it
popular.
back.
Yeah.
You know,
was
it's because it was
incredibly
popular.
popular.
But like, they wanted like, especially Harrison Ford. He's like, I want him to die so bad. So hopefully, this movie Han will finally die.
You
He's
know,
like 60, right? So
even if he doesn't, you can you can be glad that the character will have to eventually die off when Harrison Ford dies in like 2 months.
Wow. Not a very long timetable.
Have you looked at the man recently?
Yeah. Dude's old.
He looks like he's dying. I'm sorry, Harrison Ford.
Can you blame him?
But
He's got all those action movies. I mean,
I know I can't. He's also like 80 or something.
No, he's not that old.
Yeah.
He's pretty old.
He's not 80.
He was 30.
He looks
30.
80.
He was 30 or 40 in Star Wars.
I think he was like low 30s.
Chuck Norris is like 72.
You have to remember
Morgan
that
Freeman's up there too.
Star Wars was 30, 40 years ago, though.
Do you guys realize how sad it's gonna be like in the next 10 years? Like all
When
our-
people don't know what Star Wars is.
No,
I think he's talking about when all the people we grew up with as actors
Are
die.
dead?
and then we're just left with all these B actors.
I don't know. There are some recent actors that I'm okay with.
That's fine. Christopher Lee's never going to die, so we'll
Yeah,
be
but we're
okay.
just left
Well-
with like Christian Bale and that kind of crap.
Yeah, but he's Batman.
Apparently, Christopher Lee releases Christmas music as heavy death.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah. He has a death metal album about how he's a descendant of Charlemagne. Because
mean,
he's a
wouldn't-
descendant of
It
Charlemagne.
wouldn't surprise me if he
Bless
was
that
Charlemagne's
man.
brother. I mean,
Plus that.
I mean,
Bless
my
that
theory
man.
is that he is Charlemagne, but
Oh,
dude's
man.
like 90-something years old.
Oh.
Super old.
Whew.
What else is on your list, Travis?
Have you guys heard of The Forest, the video
The game, yeah.
nope.
No.
With cannibals.
Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
I
Oh,
love
I've heard about
cannibals.
this.
Yeah, they just had a
think
huge
so.
update that's multiplayer now, and
Really?
even bigger news, how it's been an alpha for like the past 3 years. It was like the top game for Steam for a long time. It's actually going to PS4 now,
Ah,
which
well, that's pretty neat.
yeah, kind of upset me. That's not on
Glad
Xbox.
I own
so.
a
Wow.
PS4.
Well, it's been on PC for forever. It's been an alpha for forever too.
Well, alpha. You don't want to play games in alpha because it's like you're running along and then you fall through the world and you just keep falling forever.
Yeah, but it's super
Yeah,
cheap
so
and you get all
Assassin's
the
Creed
updates.
Unity.
That's true.
So, but yeah, so that got a huge update. Plus, it's going to PS4, which is big news.
There you go.
Like a PC game that's been an alpha for forever, all of a sudden got a big deal, and now it's
Yeah.
going to console games.
I
I
don't
mean,
like
it's
how
kind of
they-
the same way
they're-
Minecraft did it.
I don't like how they're taking all these PC games and like
Oh, you're feeling threatened, I see.
no, but like
Your territory.
for
is
Diablo
shrinking.
3, I legitimately don't get why 3 years after the fact or whatever they decided to move it onto consoles. Or like Smite, they're making an Xbox version of it. It's like, how do you even play a MOBA game on a console?
Right.
Yes, so
Yeah.
got on Xbox
Well, that's
One.
Yeah.
MMO, not MOBA.
No, but I'm talking about computer games, like I put on there.
I mean,
But that wasn't
they're-
ever like.
Well, ESO I can get because Skyrim they did for the
Yeah.
Xbox.
I mean, they were developing that specifically for consoles as well
Okay.
as
Yeah.
PC.
Yeah.
Whereas Smite was developed as a PC game.
Yeah,
Now they're
I
porting
mean, there's a difference between like co-developing for PC and console and releasing them on both. And
But-
I
yeah.
mean, to be fair, I don't mind when people port games from consoles to the PC. But
Yeah, all of a sudden that's fine with you.
well, it's a control scheme thing. If you're developing a game for a computer, you can make the control scheme in such a way that it works for the computer, but it's not going to work for a console. Whereas if you're porting a game from a console, you can do everything on a computer that you can on a console, except frickin'
All right, 4 minutes is up. What were you gonna say, Abby?
No, okay. Finish
quarter-
your thought.
quarter spins on Street Fighter. But
Good.
they have USB controllers for that.
One of the things that like I did, I got Spartan Assault. I got Spartan Assault, and Spartan Assault was made for like tablet,
Mm-hmm.
and they ported it to the Xbox One. And while it's a fun game to play, it is really hard to play it on the Xbox because
Yeah.
it's not formatted for the Xbox controls. It's kind
pretty
of,
weird.
It's kind of hard to aim. One of the things which I don't know if they're going to port Spartan Strike onto the Xbox One. It'd be nice if they did.
I imagine they probably will eventually.
But like one of the things I've seen for development is that they will actually have like a targeting system, which will
Oh,
be
it's always
nice.
nice, yeah.
Which will be nice. Even though it's a top-down shooter, it is really hard to be like, oh, I'm firing at that grunt. No, I'm actually firing like a foot to its like left. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, because it's not
But-
like completely top down. Like it's angled just enough that there's depth
Yeah.
like, in the levels, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly
Yeah.
where you're aiming.
But there's like it looks like they added just one little bar to point you like, oh, your gunfire stream's gonna go here or there, and it's like,
always
oh,
nice.
that will be useful.
That seems like it would be.
Yeah.
That seems like a standard feature on most games.
Yeah,
right.
for some reason they didn't have it on Spartan Assault.
There's these things called crosshairs that shooters have been using for a while now.
Yeah, but I mean, shut up, Chris. So speaking of terrible control schemes, Dragon Age Inquisition, worst PC control scheme I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
You haven't complained about it yet.
He's complaining about it now, Travis.
I know, but it's taken 3 weeks. What's
Well,
going on?
because I
Honeymoon period over?
Yeah, I finally finished it. So, I tried playing it with like mouse and keyboard for maybe 30 minutes. I was just like, this does not work, and this doesn't make sense, and it's completely different than how Origins or 2 was, and it made me really mad. So then I plugged in my 360 controller, and I was like, this makes sense. Like, clearly, this is the way it was designed to be played.
A lot of games now are like that.
It's just like,
Yeah.
why?
Unfortunately.
I like playing that game.
Origins control scheme was so perfect. I don't know why they had to change it.
Can you
I'm mad.
change your keys?
Well, it's not so much about the keys. It's about how, like, the camera moves with the mouse and how you have to hold down the mouse buttons to attack rather than, like, click on a guy to attack
Ooh.
and have him, like, auto attack.
Ooh.
It's really bad.
Ooh.
I don't know. And, like, pressing F to, like, loot thing, it's really weird. For that type of game, you have, like, a cursor on screen, but now the cursor doesn't really do anything. So it's like, what's the point?
Why are you hitting yourself?
I just lost hearing in one of my ears for no reason while Andrew was talking.
His voice is just so shrill.
I'm just gonna go ahead and leave now, guys, because apparently Abby doesn't like my voice, so...
Okay, it's back. Okay.
We need to-
Hopefully, I think.
Do we need to call an ambulance,
No,
or...
it just-
I've been
it-
watching a lot of House lately. I bet I can diagnose you.
Yeah, but it's
Please
going to take him like
don't.
3 tries, so...
It's
Yeah.
not, and you're almost.
It's
gonna-
lupus.
No, it's. God damn it, Andrew! No.
It's autoimmune.
Well, probably. It also might be vasculitis.
Yeah.
Uh,
Could be a tumor. Pressing on the frontal lobe of your brain.
Just popped up out of nowhere.
We're just gonna treat you for all these things.
Yep.
You're allergic to words going into your ear.
Unfortunately, there's no treatment for that. So
we're gonna have to break into your house, search it illegally to search for mold and fungus. Even though they're the same. Molds are
Possibly
fungus.
pills.
We're gonna figure out that you've been drinking like drain cleaner or something.
Yeah. But everybody lies, so you won't tell us.
Yep.
That was a good
Yeah.
show, though.
That
I
was a
really
good
liked
show.
it.
I did like it as well.
I saw an
Some of the
episode.
last few seasons weren't that great.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the story, like, got repetitive.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it really came down to.
During break, I saw an episode on TV, and I was like, I realized, because I used to watch it a lot when the new episodes were being released, and but I realized I never finished the whole show, so now I've started back from the beginning, and I'm working on doing that.
really
So how far did you see?
I don't even remember. I know he got his new team, and
That the one was... I forgot what her name was. Never mind.
So-
17?
Yeah,
13.
13.
13?
So
13, the
Cutner
Indian
Taub
guy.
and 13
Yeah.
are the team. Okay.
and then I know he like went into a rehab facility thing,
Yeah,
Or
that
something like
happens
that.
at some point in time.
but I think that was like the last thing that I remember from it.
How much do you care about spoilers?
I kind of care because I'm watching through it again. So.
Okay.
Don't spoil it.
Yeah,
I'm not
just
gonna.
don't spoil it.
Yeah, but I can see it's on the tip of your tongue that you really want to talk about.
Well, yeah, because I had an opinion about it, but it involves a
Well,
time.
nobody cares about your opinion, so why do you even care?
I
about
care about my opinion.
I care about your opinion. Please contribute to this incredible podcast.
You
But
sound so
the,
enthusiastic.
the time stamp involves a pretty major spoiler.
Ah.
So
Yeah, don't do that. I'm gonna find out for myself. I can't wait. Was that all you had on your list? Because you've
No, I have
resorted
more
to
stuff.
playing on your phone
No,
now
I had to,
during
I
the
had to check
podcast.
in.
remember that one time when you got pissed at
I
me
had
for
to check
playing-
in on my mobile game, all right?
Oh,
I'm
man.
17 minutes late. I missed a day.
Good.
Dang, nabbit.
I'm glad. It's what you get.
Podcast. I brought you a list today. Shut up.
And you ruined the whole podcast by bringing a list. So
No, what do we mean? We've been talking about such quality stuff.
I hate everything.
Nightfall. That just ended.
It did end.
There's
it
a
was
thing that
There's
exists.
only 5
Good.
episodes. I didn't think it was, I
Wait.
thought it was gonna be a lot longer.
No,
Shut
well, the
up.
thing is that it was going to be. They actually, unlike Forward Unto Dawn, which they filmed as a series, they filmed Nightfall as like a movie.
Yeah.
And then they split it up into episodes, which I think was kind of detrimental to it because the first episode was kind of, eh.
I can see that. Yeah.
Nah.
But
Did you finish it yet?
I have not watched the last episode.
Okay.
No, really. What
No,
is
we won't
this?
talk about spoilers.
Oh. Okay.
Shut up,
So,
and
Chris
let
is
him
so
think.
lost.
Just let him think
So-
for a little bit. Let him catch on.
Halo Nightfall.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
Okay. You guys can continue.
See, that's why I was like, just let him think about it.
Okay. But
Well, we won't talk about it then.
All right,
No,
thanks,
you
guys.
can talk about it. I just
Well,
don't
no,
know.
Andrew.
Because
I haven't watched the last
finished
episode
it.
yet.
Okay,
I'm gonna watch it
okay.
tonight.
But you've seen the 4th episode. At
I
least.
have, yeah.
The 4th episode I really liked. I thought the 4th episode was excellent.
It was pretty good. I feel like the preview for the next episode at the end of the first episode kind of ruined what's gonna happen.
Well, what do you think's gonna happen?
Well, that's what it looked like. It looked like the chick in the lock are gonna get on the ship and escape. Like
Thanks for spoiling it for me,
that's
Andrew.
just that. I
Do you
haven't
even
seen it
know
yet, but
who
that's
the
exactly what it
chick
looks
and
like.
Locke are?
No, and
And he's never gonna watch it. 'Cause he's
gonna
never
watch
gonna
it,
buy
but-
Halo Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
It's probably on the internet by
I
now.
really
Probably.
did like Macer and Locke and Randall.
I loved the whole
I like
whole
those
gang.
guys,
I thought it
yeah.
was an excellent story.
Randall
Yeah.
was also my favorite character from Monsters Incorporated.
I mean, it was a little far fetched,
Yeah.
being that everything wants technology, because that's such a broad term.
Well, you mean the Lekolo?
Yeah,
Well,
they
the thing-
want technology.
The Let It
Like,
Go Lo?
Technology is
Let
such
it
a
go.
big term. Like this table is considered technology.
Yeah.
Let it
Okay.
go.
I think it
We
was.
have too many cooks. Okay, go ahead.
But like, I think it's. But okay, yeah, that's a good point. But at the same time, I think they're referring to like maybe powered technology.
Then they should have said that rather than just technology.
We didn't have any tables on that
You
planet.
do
Yeah,
realize
whatever,
that
yes,
like
that's
the
fine.
guy who said this was like a smuggler who may or may not have been that educated. It's just like technology. They may not have been taught about.
Just because he's a smuggler, he's dumb now, huh?
No, I'm just saying.
No,
like,
he's dumb
Wow.
because he's dumb.
One of the most
yeah.
culturally competent people I know is all of a sudden saying just because he's a smuggler, he's dumb.
No,
I'm pretty disappointed, actually.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Man, my views on Han Solo have just changed completely now that I'm enlightened that smugglers are dumb.
Yeah.
No, okay. That's you're actually pretty right about that. That was a good call.
And how do you think they mined all this stuff?
With too
With
many
the-
cooks.
No.
Shovels. I don't know.
Lasers.
Two guys are able to.
Dude, two
Well,
guys, way
did
too
you
many cooks.
Did you see the container? The container was like
Well,
tiny.
too many cooks.
The
can
container was
Yeah.
about-
spoil
they don't
the
need to get
broth.
that many.
But to
And
get to it, and just going through that was hard rock.
did they have to go through rock or was it just on the surface? That's a good point.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it'd just be on the surface?
Why
Maybe.
not?
I don't know.
whole-
All right. How many gimmies are you gonna give them? So like.
The ring
Okay,
exploded.
yeah.
It could have
I
shifted
love Halo.
terrain.
I love the series. I just like there was some.
Yeah, okay, I will admit, one thing that did bother me was the fact that right at the beginning, Randall's kid dies. Like,
I like that part.
Like-
It set up the story so well.
I liked when the
but
kid
thing,
died.
But the thing is
We
I
already
think,
have too many of them.
I
Don't
think
anymore.
that
It's not
I think that Randall would have made a better foil for Ramos, the guy who had 2 kids, because Randall has nothing to lose by sticking to the lifeboat rules. Ramos, whatever, that guy has his kids to lose if he sticks to the lifeboat rules. And so like, they're both fathers, but if we had Randall's kid still alive, we would be able to see like even a greater idea of who Randall is and that he's willing to stick to lifeboat rules, even if it means not going back to his daughter. Whereas
Now, something that
Ramos
was
is going to
more-
like slaughter everyone to get back to his kids.
What was more, why I was sad that she dies because I want to know what happens when Spartan 2 kids grow up. What kind of genetics they have.
Yeah. Apparently, there's this audio thing that was like an ARG called "I Love Bees" for Halo 2.
Yep, I love bees.
I haven't.
And there was
finished
Spartan
it.
1s and Spartan 1.5s that they
Yeah.
have included in that story.
Oh, it was Spartan 1.5. You're right. Spartan 1.1 or something.
Yeah,
like
it
that.
was like 1.1.
Right.
And supposedly Avery Johnson is considered one of those as well. But
No,
that's not true.
Avery Johnson is just a Spartan 1. He's an Orion candidate.
That's
he
what
was
they said.
No,
but-
he is part of the Orion. He was one of the people that was a part of the Orion program.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
it is canon.
Well, it was in I Love Bees. I don't know if that's considered canon.
It's also
I do love bees, though.
it's
Do you ever
also
watch The
in
Wicker
the
Man?
Halo graphic novel.
With
Not the
Nicolas
bees.
With Nicolas
the-
Cage?
Oh, if it was in Wicker.
The Halo
no,
graphic
good.
novel, there is a sheet. There is a page, and it has like an ONI file about Johnson on one of the pages that says
okay.
like Orion candidacy. Ma.
Who wrote the file?
I did.
Was it Nicolas Cage from The
Undisclosed.
Wicker Man?
Clearly.
What was all it said? Was it not the bees?
But yeah, so yeah, Avery Johnson was an Orion candidate.
And then the other hole that I didn't like is that all of a sudden there's another pelican somewhere or condor.
No, that was the same condor.
Oh, that was the same one.
That was the same
I thought
condor.
there was another one.
And they spoiler.
That's
can't
not
talk
spoiler.
about
You
it.
saw it at the end.
No, but the thing is
true.
the reason that they
All right,
what-
good try.
I
further
know
conversation
what's going
about
on
the
now.
condor would result in a spoiler for this fellow
Right.
here. So
Well, and then parts with getting it back up and running, which you know is obviously going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not spoiling it.
I mean,
but
Locke is
Oh.
in Halo 5, right? So obviously he lives.
Yeah, so
I mean,
hitting
logic.
Yeah, which you'll find out.
Well, I don't know.
Like,
In Lost, Locke dies and then shows up back.
Oh, you're right.
afterwards, But,
It sounds like there's too many cooks spoiling the
it's
story's
pretty
broth.
convenient for the power.
yeah, it was.
but too many cooks bring
And, okay.
so much love.
Shoot, spoiler.
I
Just-
know. What we can talk about next week.
Yeah. Next week.
We're recording again next week.
Oh,
we
yeah.
are.
Yeah, but
Okay.
not on Thursday
Why?
because that's
When?
when I leave.
When are you guys
Why
recording?
can't you sleep Friday?
Because I'm flying out of.
Then that makes
Houghton.
sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you're flying out of Houghton, you might not leave Thursday.
I'll be fine.
No, it's the winter.
When are we recording?
I don't know. Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
If nobody has exams, then
I
we'll
have-
do
I
that.
think I have an exam from 6 to 8 or whatever, but
Do it after 8.
Late man.
Yeah.
We could do a late night cast.
Late cast.
Oh gosh, I'll.
A skibidi
the late
Gonna talk all-
cast.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a late night cast.
with
It's gonna
Craig
be
Ferguson.
smooth jazz, beefy and beefy all night.
Excellent.
I have no idea what you guys are talking
You
about.
haven't heard Beefy and TV? Oh.
Nope.
I'm trying to remember if I have it on my phone. I don't think I do.
There's this little rock that Abby sometimes likes to live under.
How many cooks are beneath that rock? Too many, or
One very poor one.
is that too many?
Sometimes yes.
Too many cooks?
That's too many
Too
poor
many
ones. It'd be great if there were more
Yeah.
rich ones who lived.
Is Nicolas Cage from The Wicker Man under
No,
there too?
he is absolutely not under that rock.
He says not the bees.
I know.
They get in his eyes, even though
We get
even,
it.
You don't.
even though they ask him not to.
Oh yes, because bees always listen to polite
Yeah.
conversation. Please, bees, don't sting me. I'm sorry I threw a rock at your hive, but
Yeah.
don't sting me,
Well,
please.
I mean, really,
Oh no.
really he had a cage on his head, and then they poured the bees in.
Cage
Yeah.
had a cage on his head. So they put a cage in a cage.
Cageception.
Yo, man. Yo, dog. I heard you like cages, so I put a cage
Well,
in a
you
cage so
see,
you can
Nicolas
cage your cage.
Cage should have been like me and just taken the bee-speak feat in first grade.
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
Can you speak to bees? It's like parcel tongue, but with bees.
exactly.
What does not the bees sound like in bee speak? Nice. You're like Dory talking to whales.
My accent is kind of off though.
Oh, well, you should work on that.
Well,
You should go live in a hive for
there
a few
aren't,
years.
there
You'll
aren't
pick it
many
up.
bees up here, so
That's true.
Did I ever tell you guys
Just good, not the
about,
bees.
about the time where I thought I was going to get killed by red-butted bumblebees?
I
What?
believe that story
not,
has been left out.
not even a real thing, so
Okay.
it's fine.
There are some bumblebees
No.
that have red butts.
That's
and,
false.
Or
how,
orange butts.
how do their butts get red?
I don't know.
Not the bees.
But the thing is that for some reason,
Finding beefy
I
and
could
right?
like I when I was a child, I found out that killer bees existed,
Yeah.
and for some reason,
as most of us do.
I convinced myself as a young child that these red-butted bumblebees were actually killer bees. And not only that is when I was roughhousing with my brother, he ended up saying like, "Oh, Abby, make sure we don't hit each other in the temple because if we hit each other in the temple too hard, we'll die."
I mean,
so I went
technically that's not false.
So I went around in, that whole summer convincing myself, combining these two thoughts of logic, that if the red-butted bumblebee stung me in the temple, I would die.
I mean, it makes sense from a logical standpoint. Not
And-
true, but it makes sense.
And I convinced my friend, who is a year younger than me, to also be terrified of these bees.
Way to go.
Man, that's weak. I convinced my friends when I was a child to be terrified that we were going to get nuclear bombed by Afghanistan.
My sister once
Horrible!
I was a horrible child.
I was the one that would be scared of that. That's not even funny.
My sister convinced me that the dead pine needles that are like orange, that tasted like spaghetti.
Were you convinced?
Fun fact: Do not taste like spaghetti. Just in case anyone was wondering.
Oh.
Source, I can confirm.
Oh my gosh.
Should I play Beefy and Teethy?
You should
Do it.
be
I don't care.
teethy.
I want to know Abby's, reaction.
Yeah, no, as you do. How many cooks made this?
Whoop.
What is with you and cooks?
Too many cooks. Too many cooks.
What did I just do? Hold on.
It's a good video.
What did you just do?
Do I have to see the video or just listen?
There's no video. It's
Oh.
audio.
Well,
Okay.
too
I mean,
many.
you should listen to Too Many Cooks.
I'm hesitant to jazz along with it because I don't know what this is going to be singing. Or
You don't trust me?
There's no lyrics.
Not really. I don't know.
There-
Oh yeah, there are lyrics. I forgot.
That's not really lyrics.
It's in the lyric. It's a vocalization.
Shut up, Chris. How about that?
It's actually pretty good.
The fade out.
Oh, that was it?
Too smooth.
Yeah.
That-
that's
that-
Beefy and Teethy.
That's
That was
Beefy
it.
Teethy.
Oh, okay.
You think I was gonna play something?
I don't know what you were gonna do. I've been around too many guys that've been like, oh hey, let Abby come listen to this, and then like partway through it just gets like completely off the wrong side of like
I don't
any.
make music like that. I make music for the ears of.
Oh, you made this?
Yeah.
Oh, it was very good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
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 Not enough Screedly Meadleys. Am I right, Chris? Up
Damn.
top.
Yeah.
Dang straight.
They just released a bunch of new tracks, so I'm gonna start playing with it again.
Oh, on GarageBand?
On GarageBand.
I was really confused as to what you were talking
Have
about.
a sequel to Beefy and Teethy that's going to be Teethy and Beefy.
Well,
It's a lot more pop now, like pop electronica. So I'm gonna be going a little bit new age on us. So
Beefy and
Wait.
Teethy too.
You gonna add crystals
Electric
in there?
crystals.
Beefaloo?
New age, like crystal. You
Outlaws?
The new age kind of spiritual
Crystal
movement.
meth?
No.
Oh, is that what
Heisenberg?
it's called?
Yeah, there's that
Okay.
kind of spiritual movement.
Oh yeah, I
new
know
age
what they're
spiritual
talking about,
movement.
like with all the stuff in the rocks. This is a healing rock. This is a happy rock. This is a sad rock.
I have a happy rock.
You guys are laughing, but it's a real thing.
It is. It
Sounds like
is.
there's too many cooks that made those rocks.
You're not allowed to talk anymore.
Too many
Or
cooks.
sing.
It's a pretty great video. The first time I watched
Don't
it,
encourage him.
I went back and watched it again.
You kind of have to,
immediately.
right? I mean,
yeah. Just
pretty much
to
required.
absorb
I'm so
all of
disappointed
it.
in both of them.
You-
Quality is just going. This is a plane just towards the island.
Like in the forest?
No,
Oh.
like
'cause
in,
we've got
like in Lost.
Too many cooks.
Or-
It's spoiled the
Or
broth.
like in Lord of the Flies, and we're all gonna end up killing each other over a pig's head.
Yeah.
The
Rather
conch said
sharpened
so.
a stick at both ends.
That was a disturbing book.
Yeah.
It was really good though.
It was like the only book in ninth grade English that I enjoyed.
Didn't a kid get crushed by a boulder?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that happened.
Piggy gets
Yeah.
crushed by the boulder, doesn't he?
I thought
Simon
he
Probably.
gets
I
no,
thought he just falls.
No,
Spoilers.
He falls.
He falls, but then gets crushed by the boulder. Simon gets torn apart by a ton of people,
Yeah.
and then floats out to sea.
That
Dead.
pig, that poor pig.
Like, okay,
Okay.
so I appreciate the symbolism in the book.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of
But
symbolism
there's
there.
plenty of symbolism. I like when people tell stories through symbolism. Unless it's like too heavy-handed. Well, okay, Lord of the Flies is pretty heavy-handed. but
Yeah.
it's- but
There's a
it's
lot
interesting.
happens in like 100 pages.
Yeah, a
Holy
lot does
crap!
happen in 100 pages. I don't know. It was an interesting dissection of a book.
It was a great book.
You're not supposed to dissect the book. You're supposed to read it.
What about digest it?
No.
Reader's Digest.
No.
You know, I always find it really
Well,
funny.
writer's cramp.
Man, seems like Too Many Cooks spoiled that joke.
You know what? Always really amuses me is that.
I'm going to
Like-
keep doing it as long as Chris keeps laughing, just so you know.
Oh.
I told you to stop encouraging him a long time ago. That's the only reason why he keeps going, because somebody's laughing at him. He's like a child.
He is like a child, and that makes it funnier.
Anytime I see a family that owns Reader's Digest, it always ends up in the bathroom, and that just amuses me somehow.
Yeah, that's where it belongs.
Yeah.
Reader's Digest, just bathroom,
I don't,
like
I don't
finish off
understand
your
why
digestive
this.
system.
Oh,
Yeah.
doo-doo, I get
She
it.
just made a poop joke.
Which is a great
Segue
Placeholder.
to your list?
placeholder for if you're out of toilet paper.
A poop joke?
No.
Reader's Digest.
There's plenty of pages that you're not going to read
Can
in a
you
1
imagine
month. So.
wiping your ass with a magazine?
That
man?
just-
I'm thinking about wiping with a poop joke now. That's what I'm stuck on. I don't even know how that works.
That glossy page, man. That's just
So many
Oh,
paper cuts. That
God.
would just be.
No. You
Like-
fold it in a particular manner that takes away all edges.
That would just make
Tell me, how have you experimented with this?
Well, not specifically with Reader's Digest, but there's a Sports Illustrated entire situation. If you really want to start asking questions.
Oh boy.
How long did it take you before you discovered the proper method?
No, it's pretty immediate. Like, you kind of look at it, you take some time. I had all the time in the world to think about it before I actually implemented it.
I like to think that question is referring to the fact that you didn't know that toilet paper existed until, a few years later.
Do you have any other questions, Chris?
No,
I'm more than happy to tell you.
I'm good.
Okay.
There was this one friend of the family's, and she was.
I don't like how this is going after the segue we just went down.
She was a prankster, and there was one point where she would carry with her little plastic creepy crawlies in her purse, and she would go to someone's house and her friend's house, and then she would slip these little plastic ants in the different layers of the toilet paper.
Wow.
Wow.
So that was someone.
You know what's a good prank? Put saran wrap over the toilet bowl and then shut the lid down.
Yeah, people have I've never seen anyone do that before. Never, ever. Never heard of that. People doing that ever before. That just seems like a gross joke.
That's a great joke.
No, that
Just
seems
make sure
gross.
it's not your bathroom that you're doing it to.
Precisely.
Make sure you don't share it.
And make sure it's a place you never
I
want to go
mean,
back to.
I prefer the joke where you get a hallway that somebody's down and you cover that in saran wrap and you start
Glare.
yelling.
Usually
Well, it's
glare and
gonna
acoustics.
glare on the toilet too.
not in the early morning when you're not exactly using lights and you're just hoping to aim right.
You don't use lights in the morning?
I'm tired.
That doesn't mean you shouldn't use lights.
I haven't missed once.
Maybe the lights
I
will
have a
wake
great
you up.
record so far.
So you just put it in a dark hallway.
Yeah.
Hey, come help us real quick while the lights are off conveniently.
Hey, I never have my lights on.
Dude, electricity is expensive.
Especially up here.
It's also light.
Unfortunately, my roommates always have lights on. It really makes me mad.
I go by candlelight actually.
Oh,
It
good
sounds
plan.
stupid, but I actually like scented candles because I really don't need light when I'm on my computer or anything like that.
Correct.
So I just have candles over and a couple
You
candles.
can't
going.
do that in the dorms.
No,
Yeah.
you can't.
It's unfortunate.
It's a fire hazard.
Mm.
Imagine that, lighting a fire is a fire hazard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Fascinating. Tell us more.
Well,
Wow.
She was kidding. No 40 minutes.
Did you finish your list, or?
Oh no, I have
my
lots.
Oh,
Fine, go tell me more.
I wanna
was-
talk about-
lists
Andrew.
will spoil
I
brown.
was toilets on the list?
No,
Okay.
no, but this is how our conversations always go. They just find their own little avenues.
As a child, I once fell into a toilet.
What?
All right.
How does that?
We're going to go ahead and take a trip down this avenue, please.
Well, I was tiny, and so I was too small.
And you saw something in there that you really wanted to grab.
No, I sat on the seat and I slipped in because I was too tiny. And so
Oh, I think every
got,
kid's done that.
and so,
No, I haven't.
That you remember.
I'm pretty sure that never happened to me.
and
Yeah,
so-
but you ate pine needles, so we're really not counting your opinion. You were convinced pine needles were spaghetti.
so-
You make a good point.
And so my parents had to haul me out of it. And ever since then, I was always terrified to go use the bathroom because I thought the toilet seat was going to eat me.
So what did you do instead?
I eventually worked up the courage to use the bathroom. I had courage to use the bathroom. I used the bathroom, but I was terrified while using the bathroom because the toilet seat was going
Have you
to
guys ever seen the movie Look Who's Talking?
No.
Nope.
No.
Never mind.
Okay.
It's a really funny movie about it's John Travolta.
Thought you
and-
said never mind, Travis.
I'm gonna continue.
Why?
And it's
Is
about.
this going to go on for 40 minutes, or?
Go ahead, tell us what you got going.
I want to talk about the...
Too many cooks. How you like that?
Pretty funny, actually.
So, I do have a question about the movie.
Mm.
Does it involve Squirrel Girl?
No, it involved a talking toilet that terrified me through my whole elementary life.
Oh,
That's
Squirrel
unfortunate.
Girl's better.
Cause it was a kid that walked into the bathroom and the kid was like, "Come towards me." I'm
Wow.
And that terrified me for the rest of my life. If it was nighttime, I did not want to go to the bathroom, so I just sat there for the rest of the night, crossing my legs, wait until the sun came up before I dare go to the bathroom. So.
I used to think that after watching, did you guys ever watch Wishbone as a kid?
Oh yeah, I love Wishbone.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
They need more shows like that today.
So they did the H.G. Wells Time Machine, which of course had the Morlocks.
I remember that.
And the Morlocks terrified me. So and we had this like closet that would actually like open up farther back behind in the bathroom. So it was the closet where we kept all the towels, but then you could push it back farther and get into like more towel space. And so it was kind of like a secret passageway behind the closet.
Make sure you have all that towel space. It's important.
I know. And
Towel's
so
too strong.
I was always terrified
Too many towels.
that Morlocks were hiding in the towel area and were going to come out and grab me and eat me while it was on the toilet. The bathroom was a scary place for me as a child.
Apparently. It scarred you for life.
Well, it is the appropriate place to piss yourself. So,
Andrew, you were going to say something.
I want to talk about the new Telltale games.
Tales
Game of
from
Thrones?
Borderlands.
Yeah, Game of Thrones and Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah.
Whoa, Borderlands got a Telltale?
Yeah.
Yep. And it is fantastic.
Wait, has it been released?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first episode is out.
How much
Well,
is it?
buying it tonight.
Each episode is $5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay
I
that.
haven't even finished like the Walking Dead, the first Walking Dead Telltale game. Like I started
I just
playing
finished the second one.
I started
too many
playing through the
games.
first one. It was really good, but I rented it because I wasn't sure if I wanted to buy it. It was really good, but just partway through, I was just completely emotionally drained
Yeah,
by all
that'll
the
happen.
decisions. And so I'm just like, I'm returning this. I can't finish this. I can't. It's good,
Oh,
but
the
I am
final
just...
decision in the game is just heart-wrenching.
Oh, thank you. I am certain to play this game now. I probably will go back and play it sometime.
Okay,
until it's good.
I won't tell you then. Man, that eliminates my topic of discussion because I
Sorry.
was going to talk about the second one, which I just finished.
That's when you have the focus on Clementine, don't you?
That is the one where you play as Clementine.
Yeah.
But, so I decided to play the Game of...
Too many could.
I decided to play the Game of Thrones and Tales from the Borderlands. And, I wasn't sure if I'd really enjoy it because I watched...
Not the bees.
Watched Let's Plays
Not the bees.
of
How's it feel?
The
like
Walking
it's
Dead
happening?
and... I'm just ignoring you, so it's fine. Of The Walking Dead and,
Like everybody ignores Nicolas Cage.
The Wolf Among Us.
In
The Wicker Man?
I need to buy
Um,
Wolf Among Us.
So I watched Let's Plays of those because I wasn't really a huge fan of the genre of game.
Yeah.
Or the franchise they came from. Like, I didn't really care.
Uh-huh.
But the stories were cool, so I was like, I'll just watch
Yeah.
them. It'll be fine.
Like that of the Wicker Man.
Yeah.
Great
So,
story.
Also, good song by Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
But
But
please continue.
But now there's Game of Thrones and Borderlands. I'm like, oh, I really like these franchises, so I decided to play them. And
story.
Borderlands felt very like fan servicey because it has characters from the show in it. Well, and the books.
game.
Are you talking Borderlands or Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones. What did I say?
Oh, okay.
You said
Borderlands.
Oh, I'm dumb.
I
meant
was
Game of Thrones.
I was almost really disappointed.
There are some characters from the Borderlands game too, but yeah. So there's characters from the show in the series, and they're voiced by their actors, so that's cool. But
Is Peter Dinklage giving another shot at voice acting?
oh yeah, no, he's man, he's the most wooden voice actor I've ever heard. But
Wooden.
yeah,
Wouldn't, as in flat, like
Okay.
not really.
Okay. I
That
never really
wizard-
heard that term.
that wizard came from the moon.
Like,
yeah.
Elcor.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Sudden surprise. That
gotcha.
wizard came from the moon.
Yeah, I think he's better voicing Tyrion, but he's still not that great. The guy who does Ramsay
good
Snow,
actor.
fantastic job. But yeah, so I don't know. It felt like
Sean Bean.
he's not it.
He's
It's
dead.
I don't know when it takes place
takes-
in the storyline.
Well, let me tell you.
Easy.
Don't freak out. I'm gonna tell
He
you.
lashed out at me. He
That-
started it.
Sean Bean is always dead.
He's playing Julius Caesar in an upcoming film, apparently.
I wonder what happens to him.
I'm gonna say this probably isn't much of a spoiler, but so the very beginning of the game is the Red Wedding.
Yep.
So it's like end of season
Red
2.
Wedding?
Don't worry about it.
Have
Do you care about spoilers?
you know what it is?
He knows what it
Okay.
is.
Okay. You got a smug smile, Travis.
Yeah, no, it didn't feel quite as good as like The Walking Dead, mainly because you're jumping between 3 different stories,
That'll do it.
which it kind of makes sense because that's really what the show does too.
Yeah,
There's always a bunch
yeah.
of different
Three.
storylines.
The story does like 16. It
Yeah.
covers like 3 per episode.
Though
It pisses me
in
off.
the book, it does like 57. But
Really?
yeah.
That's incredible.
But
I haven't read them.
I haven't read them either.
How would you know? Shut up.
Because
You're no longer an authority.
I read things. I know people. I'm more important than you.
Wow. Okay, but so the game does that, and it feels like you can't really get emotionally connected with the characters like you do for Lee and The Walking Dead and stuff like that. What else? Did have a fantastic twist ending though that I really liked. So yeah, I don't know. I would probably, if I were to rate it, I'd probably give it like a 6 maybe. And you kind of have to be a fan of the show or the books to really get into it, I think. Otherwise, you're just going to be really confused as to what's happening.
So don't buy that. Okay.
Yeah, but it's $5. I mean,
if you're a fan of Game of the Thrones, then I would recommend it.
Game of the Thrones.
Game of the Thrones.
Still works.
wait,
No.
did you play the whole season, or is it
No,
only
just episode 1.
Okay.
That's all that's out.
Can you
Okay.
like pre-order the entire season?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can buy the season pass, and then you'll get all the episodes as they are available. Now, Tales from the Borderlands, on the other hand, I would probably give like a 9 because it was absolutely hilarious, and I loved it.
Okay, so I'm gonna buy that.
I would buy that, definitely.
Okay. I was thinking about it. I didn't think anything with it had been released yet. I thought it was
I know,
gonna be
there was,
farther
like-
down the road.
There was like no like hype, like
There was 2 weeks ago. It was on sale on Steam.
Yeah.
For a little bit, the season pass was on sale, but
and then it was just like released just after that because I think that's when it was released, like 2 weeks
I
ago or
mean,
so.
because it was like the pre-release thing, I thought the date had been set for like a month from
Yeah.
now.
It's just like nope.
Out of curiosity, how long did you play each one? Like, how long did the story take?
Each episode is like hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah, that sounds about right for a Telltale game.
Game of Thrones has 6 episodes, and Borderlands will have 5.
Yep.
Wait, so long, how long did? Oh, okay. You only got to play one episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
'cause-
episodic.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
$5
the-
for only an hour and a half. I don't know.
It's, I mean, but it'd
The
be overall. It's like
stories are typically very good. with
Yeah,
the
but I'm
Telltale
buying games off like right now for the Xbox 360 for $5 that are full out games.
That's true.
I mean, it's just like if you bought the whole thing, then it's $30 for what's probably about 10 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad.
Which most $60 games have about 10 hours of gameplay. So
The thing is it is almost kind of a niche kind of game.
yeah, it
It
really
definitely
is.
Yeah, you
Like
very
rogue types.
you very
Rogue
roguelites.
types, kill yourself.
you very much have to be into the almost completely story driven game.
Yeah.
Like I don't know about how it is with these two, but I'm assuming it's similar. But like the Walking Dead games, all of your gameplay pretty much takes place through QuickTime events
Yeah.
Yeah.
and dialogue trees.
And then some sections where you might walk around and like talk to people or
Yeah.
pick stuff
Yeah.
up.
Those are the most infuriating because
Yes, 'cause
sometimes
you can't find anything.
there was one where like you have your wrench or whatever and there's a semi truck that you have to do something with or something and it takes you like 12. It took me forever to run around. No, I had to get into a building and
I'm
Man,
still
changing
stuck
the story, huh?
inside a building.
it's like you
The
try
first one?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like you try a doorknob. No, that's locked. Okay, can I go through this side door? No, that's locked. This is locked. This is locked. Can I break this window with my pipe wrench? No. And you have to do something like there's a tiny little window above the door that you have to shove a small child through to unlock the door.
Well,
Clementine, come here.
well,
Exactly.
luckily or possibly unluckily, there's like none of that in these games. Like, there's almost no puzzle type of events that you have to do.
Well, it's not even like a. It's not set up to be a puzzle.
Right.
Well, the Walking Dead was nothing but a puzzle.
There was a lot of it's not the first building. I quit playing because I was emotionally drained and also I was stuck in the convenience store.
That's the first building.
Oh yeah, no, that is the first building because you start out in a car.
Wait, no, you start out in the car, then you go to.
That little house, and then
You
you
get Clementine, then you go
Right,
to the farm, and then you go to the convenience store. At least
Right.
that's what. Yeah.
That is what happens. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah, that happens regardless of what you choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to get a key to get into the offices, right?
And you have to like
Yeah.
break stuff open over
You
there. And
you have to go outside.
I know I need to go outside, but I can't figure out how to get outside. I'm stuck inside.
Jump through a window.
Like there's a little area where they go out and it's like, oh, like you need this to like throw and distract the zombies. It's like that's out of reach. You need a stick or something. I'm like,
Then you had to go get a cane. That was in the office.
Oh, there's a
Yeah, and you use it to break open the window or lock or whatever.
No, then you
yeah.
reach the brick,
Brick.
which you throw to distract that,
cane.
which you get to cross the street to grab something that comes back, and then you can unlock something.
Okay. Okay, when I started again, I know.
There you go.
But you're
The
not going
cane.
to, really. I know. I bet. But
I mean, it's sad that you only got that far, so you don't get to experience how much of a burden working with Kenny can be.
I only played episode 1 because it was free.
Okay.
It's so emotionally draining.
I didn't bother
does,
me
like-
much because
Tales of the Borderlands isn't.
Oh, you haven't
It's
even
hilarious.
gotten to like the horrible parts.
I'm certain I haven't gotten to the horrible parts yet, and that's what terrifies me.
You haven't gotten to the parts where it's like it legitimately chooses who lives and who dies with what you choose.
I know. I was warned
Like Mass
about
Effect.
that. Yeah.
What?
like Mass Effect does.
But like,
Every
Sort of.
time. No, you have to choose who lives and who dies every time.
but like,
you-
I don't know why.
Ooh.
Caden and Ashley.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
forgot about that.
Like
That's
a whole
not
big, huge
that's not
part.
nearly as difficult of a choice,
Well,
though.
that's because Ashley's
they're functionally
a bitch
similar.
and Caden's a robot. So
I mean,
I mean, they're not nearly as awesome as the characters in The Walking Dead. But
it's true.
Do you let a whole species of being die, or do you try to cure their genophage?
well, clearly you try to cure their genophage because otherwise, you know, Rex dies. But
Unless you already killed him.
Unless you don't care.
well, if you don't care about Rex, then you're playing the game wrong.
No, then you're playing as a
Nah,
rogue.
you're not wrong.
Is what?
Then you're playing as a rogue.
as
Renegade?
Renegade.
No, you can be Renegade and care about Rex.
No, you don't care if you're a renegade.
Renegade people care about Rex because Rex agrees with
Yeah.
Renegade Shepard.
Rex is
90%
also
of
a
the
You don't
time.
care about anybody if you're a
Re-
renegade. You only care about yourself.
Unless
You're a
you
rogue.
unless you play as a rational renegade,
Renegade.
in which
It's
case
I did
I
play
know,
a
I'm
Rex.
saying you're a rogue if you're a renegade.
I did
You have
play.
Why are you
my
talking like
vegetables.
that?
'Cause I'm badass.
Is that your renegade
Okay.
voice?
Yeah. I don't care what
I
you
mean,
think.
It's kind of
technically, I
obnoxious.
played Renegade
I don't
for
care.
one of my
Alright.
playthroughs, but I still, you know, supported my crew except when they were being bitches.
Pussy.
I'm sorry that you know,
You
just
can't have a
just
heart
like
if you're a renegade.
just like in real life, people like me and don't like you. But
Wow.
whoa,
I can't wait till we get attacked by a bear.
fight,
So I
fight,
can run away.
fight.
that's okay.
I'm pretty
I
sure
can
Chris could
kill
wrestle the bear. Yeah, I don't.
I'd like to see that happen. I would love to see you.
Just because
fight a
you're
bear.
afraid of bears.
I think we could set that up.
Yeah? You want to set that up? See if
Sure.
you can fight a bear?
Yeah.
No DQ. Oh, it could be a ladder match.
Cage match.
Like, how many bears are you gonna get?
One.
A couple.
One big one. Like a polar bear.
Oh, but polar bears are out of the league. That,
Oh,
that'll
what's in your
admit.
league? Teddy bears?
No, like, you know, small grizzlies.
Grizzlies!
Small grizzlies.
Grizzlies. Can you just say black bear then?
No, 'cause
No, like a
there's
grizzly
ra-
with
There's a
dwarfism.
range for grizzlies, and
What
then
about Kodiak bears?
Oh, whoa.
Dude, I love those pictures.
Those would die. You guys would all die. You would die. You
I'd
would
run
die.
away.
I'd
You
be
would
fine.
still die somehow. I would
They're
be
feeding
like,
on him.
you would die for even mentioning it.
I would stand
know.
still and they wouldn't notice me.
Just put your arms out. They'll think you're a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lay on the ground, they'll think you're a stick.
Not a T-Rex, Alice. All right, that's all I had to say. Tales of the Borderlands is good and you should play it.
Okay, I will.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about on your stupid list, or can we wrap this up?
No.
All right.
What else
Can
is
I
on
see
the
your
list?
stupid
Shut
list?
up.
Travis, may I please see
No.
your list? Oh,
No, seriously, we're like over an hour.
Oh,
we are over an hour.
no, seriously. What's left on your list?
Nothing.
I'm legitimately curious.
Don't worry about it.
I worry.
Maybe next week. No. It's password protected.
Dang it.
I mean, we could
Hacker voice,
we
I'm
could remove your kneecaps and you'd tell us the password.
No, I wouldn't.
You're right. You'd be screaming too much, but
Nah, just give
Probably.
him some morphine. I know Dr. House.
Vicodin, not morphine.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could use
It's
morphine
Ian
too.
Malcolm. That's the morphine guy.
Yeah, they should get together.
Be fun.
They would be the two most insufferable, arrogant a-holes ever.
And they'd both be hyped up on painkillers. It'd be great.
All right, so on that note, we should end the podcast. So
Okay.
everybody say goodbye.
Bye. I was first. Happy y'all.
Don't want to see that goddamn list.
I want to see you fight a bear. We all have things we want to see.
I want to watch you fight a bear with too many cooks.
Wait, does the bear have too many cooks, or do I have too many cooks?
The fight has to make cooks.
How many cooks are going into this fight?
Too many. Also, Nicolas Cage in The Wicker Man.
With bees.
But he's just screaming, not the bees.
Doesn't Nicolas Cage in that movie wear a bear costume and then punch
He does.
wearing
Yeah.
the bear costume?
He runs up
There
to
you go.
this girl in a bear costume
Punches her
and
in
he
the face.
punches her. And yeah, you're right.
All right, so we have our ladder match set up.
Does Nicolas Cage in a bear suit count as wrestling a bear?
No,
It'll be Chris against Nicolas Cage in a bear suit, teaming with an actual Kodiak bear. But you'll have the bees on your tag team,
Oh well, I win.
and it'll be a ladder match.
Especially if they're those red-bottomed bumblebees.
Yup.
Sting in the temple.
They'll sting you right in your temple. All right, so
We're gonna say goodbye.
this is the end. All right, we did.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
Avita saying goodnight.